Hi everybody, it's Lene. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel today. I have another paper bag video for you. It's been a minute. So we've also got Blue Persuasion 12 by 12 patterned cardstock from Paper Wishes hot off the press. The inspiration for today, I have a lot of graduations and weddings, and I wanted to make something that was kind of a little presentation, like an envelope. We could load it up with little goodies inside and cover it with some really beautiful paper. So that was my inspiration. Let's take a look at this gorgeous paper. And, I think you'll see why I chose it. You're going to get 2 each of these signatures. Look at the beautiful navy paper with the gorgeous flowers. And then it's got this tile print on this side. This is amazing as well. Beautiful. Look at the corner. And then the double border. I always love a double border. And then the all over print. And then the gorgeous cutouts. And then on the back of the cutouts is another double border. And you do have 2 sets of cutouts, so you could choose to use that as well. All right, so I haven't quite decided which papers I'm going to use. So let's look at the paper bag. So this is a number 10 regular, just like a white paper bakery bag. Let's do the measurements on this. You can do this with any size envelope, okay? So this is 6 1/4 by, just a little over 13 inches tall, but we're gonna cut it down to 12 inches right from the jump. I think I'll do something different today and put this at the top. I don't know why. I always usually put this little pull-out thing, and it always ends up at the bottom of my videos. All right, so we're gonna take this and we're gonna put 12 inches on there, and we're just gonna cut that off. Oops, poor cutting, Lene. All right, so that's gonna get rid of this raggedy edge and this little part right here. Okay. Now we're going to take this bag and we're going to open it up and lay it flat. And I like to do this by taking the palm of my hand all right, I'm just going to lay that down so those gussets on either side are flattened out, and then we're just going to kind of work our way to the top. And these little corner pieces, I just kind of pull like that. And then they're just gonna lay flat. There we go. There. The most, come on. There we go. The most important part is that from this side is that we have these angles right here. Okay. This part, if it gets a little munched right there, don't worry about it. It's going to get covered with paper. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to fold this one down. Like that. Oops, you want to make sure it's not crooked though. There we go. All right, so that's going to be our flap. Then this bottom part, we are going to fold almost all the way to that top fold. I like to give a little bit, maybe like a 1/2 inch there, just so you can get in there, okay? All right, so there's our envelope, our little pocket. And then we do have this pocket and this pocket. And normally I would keep this first pocket right here, but this paper bag is pretty flimsy, so we're gonna see how that looks once we get some paper over it. We might just utilize the one pocket in the back here. All right, so I'm gonna pick out some paper and I'll be right back. All right, I've chosen my papers. I really like the contrast of this dark navy, and of course the double-sided border is gonna work really nicely with the flap on our little pocket. So I think we're gonna start off with this one. And I'm gonna glue it here. I don't have to use the center, I can just use the edge. And I can glue it and wrap around to the back side. like this. The little script at the top is going to be going, you know, this way. I might use that, or I might cover it up. Let's see. So we could trim this down to make it more manageable, but I'm not sure what else I want to do with that paper. And if I trim it down before using it, we're just going to go for it. So we're going to take some Cosmic Shimmer Specialist Acrylic Glue, and I like to put it about 1/8 of an inch from the edge because it does kind of squish and spread out a little bit. Okay, so we're going to start with this beautiful dark blue paper, and we're not going to leave the white border. We're just going to cover the entire bag. I'm going to use our bone folder to really get that adhered. And we're going to turn this over. All right, and then we can fold it this way. So let's see, we're going to fold it, but then we're not going to glue it quite yet. We're going to see how far up we can go with this. Oh, that's nice. It's going to go right through there. All right, so now it's time to trim. Okay, this seems a little awkward, but I think we're going to work okay. Right. So we don't quite have enough paper to go all the way up on the flap, so that's okay. We're going to fold it right here and find out where our little fold is. I think we're going to cut kind of right through here. We may, well, if I cut it down lower, then I can utilize this. Yes, 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 yes. Because I have to remember what I'm doing on the inside of my pocket. I want to keep this beautiful piece intact for something else. All right, we worked through that. So this is going to get glued right here, but don't worry. Oop, looks like I cut that crooked. That's all right. We're going to cover this whole thing with something else. Just part of the process as we work it out. I'm going to make sure I get that. There we go. Get rid of my extra glue. All right. So now, got a little extra here that I need to cut off. All right, so that's going to be the bottom part of the pocket. The top part is going to be that beautiful blue floral that's gorgeous. And that's just going to get wrapped around to the back right there. And then we can put some like pretty lace over that or something. So on this one, I am going to cut, I'm going to mark it here with a pencil. But this is how far I want to cut that. Okay. That's going to go right there. And then it's going to fold. All right, we're going to go all the way here. Some on the center, just like that. And that pretty edge, we're just going to align this side. All right, so this point here, we're not going to use this, so we're just going to glue this down. And then we're going to trim So I think you can see here that, yeah, we can use any size bag for this. It's going to work out. Now, here's the next thing, is that this side right here, the bag is just has an imperfection in it. So this side is a little higher than this side. So we need to adjust for that. See if you can see here. And this could happen to you. See that? It's going straight across. And I could tell that's what was happening when I folded it. So let's just do this. I'm going to take this and we're going to fold it in half. So in case you guys have this issue with your paper bags being imperfect, this is what we're going to do. Just kind of have to make sure everything is squared up before you get too far in the gluing process. All right, that straightens everything out. Okay, just going to give that another fold here because it's kind of been through it. All right, so before I cover the inside of the bag, inside of the flap with this other side of the border, we're going to talk about the closure because I want to put some sort of little tie closure there, and I don't want it to show from the inside necessarily. So we're going to take a little punch and a little scrap paper. What can I use? What can I use? What can I use? I want to use some of this navy, but here we go. Here we are. You could also just use solid cardstock as well. I'm going to cut 2 of these. And this is just a 3/4 inch circle punch. Just like that. We're going to put that right there and we're going to do a little tie. But I don't want that to show how I'm going to secure this. So that's going to go right there. And then we're going to use just a little white brad. But I also need a little foam tape. I do like to kind of give my little circle punches a little something to raise it up. Okay, just like this. But then we're going to have to circle punch through this, so. It's about centered, about there, like that. And then I've just got a 1/8 inch hole punch. The 1/8 inch is so tiny and small that because it's not punching a large surface area, I'm going to mark the center of this. Sometimes I get too bold and then I get off center and it'll really show if it's off center. Anyway, it's such a small surface area that it can cut through lots of layers pretty easily. There we go. I'm going to take this little white brad. Now you could use silver, you could use gold, whatever you'd like that. And then we're just going to spread those prongs out. Okay, so that's going to be our little closure. We're going to do a little wrap closure on that. All right, so now we can worry about the inside. Okay, we certainly don't need all of this, but I'm trying to look ahead to see, do I need to use this for any purpose? I don't think so. So we're going to go ahead and use the whole piece, and that way it looks nice when somebody opens the pocket and kind of looks down in there. Can you read that? Hi? All right, so I want to make sure that's so pretty too. All right, we're going to just put this That's what I love about liquid glue is you can kind of manipulate your paper and kind of move things around. There we go. All right, time to trim. I kind of overdid my glue on this side, so you can see it's like here, which I never like putting my scissors just through wet glue. I mean, they do have a nice surface that you can wipe them off, but ugh, it's just a sticky mess. Ugh. All right. Okay, we got to refold. And as we're folding, and make sure that everything on this edge is nice and glued. Oops, I've got a little bit of separation right here. I think this would make a really pretty envelope for a wedding. And then you could fill it with a little card with well wishes, and we are going to put some stuff in it. So we're going to trim this a little bit more. Want everything to line up. All right, so we've got this nice opening here, and now we just need to glue our pocket. So did we decide we're going to leave this one open? You could leave this one open, absolutely. Let's get our circle punch. Where's my circle punch? All right, so 10-inch, we're going to mark the 5-inch point right there. So we absolutely, let's try this. It's your little thumb notch there. So you could leave this one and have a pocket right here and then another pocket right there. Let's leave it. Okay, and then we're going to glue this shut. Now, if you like sewing on paper, this would be a really good point where you could just sew this edge right here with some navy thread, white thread if you wanted it to show. I've never been very good at that. Like, I can never get my sewing machine setting just right. Have you guys had issues with that when you tried to sew paper with your sewing machine? I'd be interested to hear what settings you use. I suppose it depends on what type of machine you have as well. All right, just see another little piece here we need to adjust. All right, so then we have this piece that's going on in the back. Let's dig out my lace. So I've got this piece, which is really pretty, but it's not really going to cover that up. Here's some crocheted lace that could go right there. But I think I'm going to use this sort of like a little applique lace, and I think I really like that one. That would be so pretty to use, so I'm just going to take a little chunk of that. Okay, this is another one of my little garage sale finds. So that could absolutely go there. I want to figure out where I could use this one. So like, that would have been cool to put that there, but then if we punch through that, I'm not sure about that. We put it here with this on the top. That's really pretty too. Let's just go for this one. Let's keep it simple. All right, so you have to find the right side and the wrong side of your little lace. We're gonna put that right there. And then I can tack down these little flowers individually, but I want to make sure this part is glued straight. That way you're good to go. All right, and I'm going to let that dry for a minute, and while that's drying, we're going to deal with that little closure right there, so I'll be right back. Hi everybody, it's Lene. I'm just getting ready to do a little shipping for all of you winners who have won my free giveaways that I have over on Lene Creates. And it's so great that we have so many new viewers and so many of you are coming back and subscribing. It's awesome. But I'm shipping out so many free prizes that the shipping is adding up. So if you wouldn't mind, consider donating to the Buy Me a Cup of Coffee link that we have listed at the end of the video and also within the body of the description box. That would really help me out. Even just $1 or $2 really helps. So that's great, and thank you for your consideration. All right, so as you can see, I found a place for that flat lace, and I just used my Cosmic Shimmer glue. It does dry clear, and I just put a line right here, and as you can see, there's still little thick spots right there. They're still drying. I added a little bit under each of the flower centers, and then just a little bit under the scallop. Waited till it was mostly dry, and then just trimmed it along the edges. All right, so now we're going to finish the closure part. And I'm just going to be using some embroidery floss, just white. And I've got these great beads, you guys, with a little blue print on them that are adorable. And I'll put the link for those down below. So what we're going to do first is just take this and we're just going to tie this right around here. Just a simple knot. Like that, and one more, like that, and then we're going to leave the one end really long. We're going to trim that little tail off, and then we're just going to wrap it for the closure, like that, and then it could just go around, or we could just wrap it here once, and you just go around like that. I kind of like it going around, I think, twice. So let's take this, we're going to trim that, and we're going to thread on, because I always like to have a little bobble or something on the end. I thought these beads just went perfectly with this paper. It kind of inspired the whole thing. I found these beads and I was like, oh, that would go great with Blue Persuasion. Now I have to figure out where I want this to kind of dangle. Sometimes I've done this in the past where I've clipped this a little too soon and then it didn't fall right. So I think just like that. And now we'll tie it again. And I think we'll leave just a little tail on it, and we'll kind of muss it up a little bit. It'll look kind of like a little tassel on the end. There we go. All right, so there's the outside done. Let's talk about the inside. So we've got these two pockets. All right, so if you'll remember, I had a scrap of paper left over from where I cut this away. I knew I wanted to use that for something on the inside. So I just took the coordinating solid cardstock for Blue Persuasion. This one right here. I'll link it down below. And I grabbed the light blue. Let me give you some measurements here. So I cut this to 11 1/4 by about 9 inches really. And then because this is 10 inches wide and there is some gluing here and there could be some seepage, I wanted to make that smaller so that there wasn't any interference there. All right, and then I scored this at 4 inches and 8 inches so that when I folded this part in, it didn't quite meet this side, has plenty of room to fold. And then I just took my punch, made that little notch there. And this is just going to be like, I think like a little money envelope. Just like that. And then took from something from the cutout sheets. Oh, my beads are going everywhere. Here we go. So here we've got the cutout sheet, what's left. And I did the Let's Celebrate You, another little strip of this same paper that I had left over. So it's going to go like that. So it's just a little opening, just a really simple card. And then I've got some more embroidery floss. This is just a nice blue match, like that. Let's try this with some white too. Cut off a big chunk of it. And we're just going to do just a simple little wrap with this color, because I think this cover is just so pretty on its own, but I want to add something to this edge right here. And then we could add beads to this as well, but I want to keep this as kind of flat mail as possible. All right, just like that. And then I want to cut these two colors, ooh, wow, at different lengths. Just so they show up a little bit better. All right, and then just kind of muss them up a little bit. Take those fibers like that. And then this is going to fit just nicely inside our pocket, just like that. Is it fitting nicely? Yes. Phew, got a little worried. Okay, then I still had some more scraps left over, you guys, so I just made this little tag, "Have a happy day," and that can just go right there in the front. Okay, you could even make like, you know what, let's just carry on. I just had another idea. Let's take this and just make a little pocket on the back with our scraps still. Let's do a little torn edge. Just like this. And that would make a great little, I'm like giving purpose to this tag. It could be a great little gift card pocket, or you could put a little note in there of congratulations. There we go. Just layer some paper just like this. There we go. Just a little last minute addition there. I'm going to take a little black ink. This is kind of going to give a gray edge to everything. All right, so, yep, that works as a little pocket right there. We could even cut out another little tag. I think I'll do that and then put that right in there because, you guys, I want that to look nice for our giveaway winner. So I love to give away my projects. So if you like, comment, and you're a subscriber to Lene Creates, you will be entered in to win. And then we wait about a week, and then we find one of the comments. My sister-in-law does that, and then we take that username from YouTube and we place it in next week's video. You may have noticed that in this week's video that we had a winner announced. And then you just have to watch next week to claim this. I hope you had fun. I had fun making this sweet little presentation envelope. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.